Hello and welcome to this week's technology tip. Since it's the end of the school year, I wanted to share with you a nice resource that's going to be good for you for work or for play. Now, you're probably aware that iTunes is already a great resource where you can download music, movies, TV shows. If you have an iPod or an iPad, you probably have downloaded some apps, and you can also download books. What a lot of people don't realize is that you can also subscribe to podcasts and you can also view courses that are on iTunes U. So to get started, I want to show you right here, I'm in iTunes, and I'm going to click on the podcast section over here. Now, podcast is audio or video that you have the option to subscribe to, and it comes out kind of like episodes of a TV show. When a new episode comes out, if you're subscribed to it, it'll automatically be delivered to your computer or to your device. So here we are at the podcast page, and from here you can scroll around and you can take a look at a lot of the different types of podcasts out there. I'm going to go over here. I'm a big fan of, there's a section over here called iTunes Essential Podcasts, and this is broken down by categories. One of the things I love to do over the summer is to read some really great books. So I'm just going to click on this category for this demonstration here, where it says book lovers. And from here, I can go down and take a look at a whole bunch of apps or different podcasts that have been designed and created just for people that like to read books. So I'm going to click over here. Here's the New York Times book review. And when you select it, you'll see that there are a series of editions that already have been released. There's a total of 10 right now. If I want to subscribe to it, I could click on subscribe here. Or I could go through and I could click on any one of these. You see how when I mouse over one of these numbers, a little play button, if I click on that play, it's going to allow me to preview it. Over here on the right-hand side, you'll notice that these are free. A lot of these podcasts are free, and that's a great thing, so you don't have to spend money on them. If you also want to go through and take a look at ratings and reviews, you could click on the ratings and reviews. You can look through those. And if there's something similar to this that you're interested in, you click on relate it, and you'll be able to see a bunch of different things there. So whether you want to go in and look at just one edition, or if you want to go in and subscribe to the whole thing, this is a great tool for you. And the next thing I want to show you is iTunes U. Now, iTunes U is designed specifically for educational purposes. There's K through 12 resources. There's also universities and colleges. I like to go into here and I like to go in where it says categories over here. I'm going to just go in and select, let's take a look at science. And it's going to pull up a whole bunch of different courses related to science. Now, you won't get any graduate credits for taking these courses, but if you are just interested in learning some of this, a lot of these are actually created by the instructors at these universities. So you can listen to a lecture from Harvard University, or you can go in, I think Harrisburg University even has a bunch of things in here. So I'm just going to go in and take a look here as I'm looking through some of these collections here. Actually, we mentioned about Hack, and here's astronomy courses from Hack. I go down, maybe over the summer, I'm interested in learning about volcanoes. So I'm going to click over here where it says volcanoes. And I can subscribe to this. This is from The Open University. And just like I showed you with the podcast, I could go in and I can view just one or two of these. Or I could go and I could subscribe to the entire series. Now, some of these, this is a little bit different over here. Some of these do have a charge to it, but most of them are going to be free. Any of them that you see with the little TV screen down here in the middle is going to be one that's also going to have video content. So the great thing is just like with podcasts, you can subscribe to one of these. Anytime there's a new lecture that comes out, it'll automatically be delivered to your computer or your device. And as I mentioned before, it doesn't matter if you're on Mac or PC. You can download iTunes for free and access all of this. If you are using an iPhone or you're using an iPad or an iPod Touch, you're going to want to download the iTunes U or the podcast app. It's a separate app that will give you access to all these great resources. So if you have any questions on this, feel free to let me know and have a wonderful summer.